My name is Amit, and I welcome you all to my YouTube channel, Layman History and Geopolitics. So, friends, it is said that the Hindu religion came with the Aryans, and as per the Brahminical traditions, it is said that before the advent of the Aryans, there was actually no culture in India. That is what they say. But is that the truth? I don't think so. And when we talk about Hinduism, who is the most recognizable face of Hindu religion in the world? Wherever you go in the world, if the foreigners see Hinduism, which is the primary deity which they recognize? That primary deity indeed would be Lord Shiva in the form of Nataraja, his body in dancing form, his 1 foot on a dwarf, his 1 foot bent down, and he in a dancing mode. So that would be Lord Nataraja for us, a form of Lord Shiva. But we all know of Shiva as the actually the destroyer and the creator in all his forms. But how did Lord Shiva come into this dancing form? That's a question. Did he ever dance? That's the question. Fact remains, the question here is who discovered this form of Lord Shiva? Nataraj. For that, we need to go back into history. We need to go into the 10th century and we need to go into the reign of the Cholas. Parantaka Cholar was reigning, and as we all know, he reigned from 907 CE to 955 CE. And during that time, actually, the thing was, as in today, every ruler who has to rule has to prove his right to rule. You can't simply govern on people until and unless you prove your worth. So during those times, what happened was that if the kings had to rule, they had to prove their worth to the Nadus, which would be countries in today's terms. There were around 500 Nadus in the Kaveri floodplains at that time. And King Parantaka had to actually prove to his subjects that he was worthy as a ruler. So what he did was, in order to collect taxes from the Nadus, that they gave him taxes, there was a very simple policy which he followed. And the policy was that he figured out that if he actually uh, went to the village temple or sent his officials to the village temple, repaired the local temple, and gave gifts to the local god, the people would be more than willing to pay him the taxes. So, in one of his one of his occasions, he sent his son Gandharaditya Cholar and his wife Sembiyan Mahadevi to Tillai, to the mangrove swamps of Tillai, which would be Chidambaram of today. So Gandharaditya Cholar, along with his wife Sembiyan Mahadevi, passing through the mangrove swamps, through mosquito-infested areas, went to a village where they saw a temple. Now, the origins of that temple are not known. They were not even known even at that time. But the local people were actually praying to that deity from times immemorial. They had even commissioned some Brahmins to perform puja at that place, and they were offering their prayers to the Lord who was residing in that very temple. And when Gandharaditya Cholar and his wife Sembiyan Mahadevi went to the temple, they were bamboozled. Now, you see in Hinduism, all the figures, all the shrines, when you see the god figures, they are facing towards the east. But this figure was facing towards the south. And it was for a god who was in a dancing mood. His one leg was on the dwarf, one leg was in the air, bent in the air, and he was in a dancing form. The couple was mesmerized by this figure of this Lord, and as per the terms of during those times, it was considered that it was a form of Lord Shiva. Gandharaditya Cholar came to the throne after the passing of his father Parantaka, and he composed various poems in support of this deity, paying homage to this deity. And Sembiyan Mahadevi, now the time comes about Sembiyan Mahadevi, she commissioned this god. Whichever temple she built, in every temple her signature mark was this god. And who was this god? She named this god Advalan. the dancing god. And it became the most recognizable face of the Chola Empire in the entire world. After that, it is said during the Chola period alone, around 3,000 figures, bronze figures of Lord Nataraja were made. And you see, whenever smuggling of ancient antiquities also come, mostly the figure which is found in the possession of the smugglers, it is the figure of Lord Nataraja. Nataraja is the most significant lord in Hinduism at present because he is considered as a god who is benevolent, who cares about his subjects, about the people who are praying to him. It's a form of Lord Shiva. And when Gandharaditya Cholar passed away, Sembiyan Mahadevi had to actually fade into oblivion for some time because she was alone. Her son was very young, and she prayed to this Lord itself. And when her son came to the throne after some time, she made many temples. Around 13 temples she commissioned, and all the temples her signature mark was this Lord Advalan, whom we call Nataraja today. And this Lord was facing south in every temple she commissioned. So this figure of Lord Nataraja strengthened her actual relation with the agriculturalists, the pastoralists, the Velalar community which resided in Tamil Nadu at that time. So this was her connection with the Lord, and she was the lady, actually the lady who brought the Lord from the mangrove swamps of Tillai, that is present day Chidambaram, into limelight. And that for her, we should be thankful to her that she gave us the Lord Nataraja of today. We all know about our religion, the present we know, but we should know the roots of our religion. That's very important. And this is actually a problem with us Hindus, our religion. We have become modern in aesthetic sense, in the outward sense, but we are getting disconnected from our roots. So it is very important that we stay connected to our roots. And mainly, I think this problem is in the north. In the south, this problem is not that much prevalent. I've stayed in south for a while. Around 6 7 years, I've stayed in Bengaluru, and I used to see that during the morning or even in the evenings, throngs of families used to come to temples together. They used to pray obeisance to the residing deity around there, and I used to feel very good. Because in our places in North, people don't care much about religion now. You won't find many people villaging in thronging to the temples around here. So, with due respect, we should actually respect our religion. We should respect Hinduism, and we should thank Sembiyan Mahadevi for giving us the god of uh, this mangrove swamps of the life, whom we know as Nataraja today. So friends, this was all from me. I hope you liked my short video. And if you did, kindly like, subscribe and share my YouTube channel Layman History and Geopolitics. And if possible, kindly join my channel as a member. My membership fees are not even equal to 2 cups of tea per month. And if you want, you can also support me with super chats, super thanks, whichever you believe are good. So friends, this was all from me. Thank you. Vanakkam namaskaram to all of you. Thank you.